Are you tired of waking up to the same boring, mundane routine that you have every single day? You're exhausted after long days at work, but all the while you want to try to figure out a way to make some extra cash? Well, if that is you, you have come to the right video. Let's get into it. If you are new to Think Different Daily, welcome. My name is Jennifer, and I am a marketing coach. I help people just like you make money online, and I have had my own success making money passively, passive income, where I wake up to sales notifications on my phone almost every single day. And it's all because of TikTok Shop. Now, we're not going to get into that right this moment, but what we are going to talk about is where you are and how I can relate because I was once in your same shoes. I remember those long days and I remember not having any energy, feeling so exhausted after a long day. And I wanted to figure out a way to make some extra money, but I didn't have the energy, I didn't have the time. And honestly, my mind was just focused on so many other things that all I ended up doing was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling on TikTok and other apps as well. But I spent a lot of time on TikTok. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, it was a lot of wasted time. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, I want you to comment below and just be honest. Can you relate to spending hours? You look up and you thought it was 10 minutes, it turns into an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. And on the other side of it, you have nothing to show for it. That doesn't feel good at all. I'll be the first one to admit. And when you're watching other people make money, it starts to really get mess with your mind, to be honest. Because I'll tell you, I thought making money at some point I thought it was a scam. It just seemed like it was far too good to be true, especially when I started hearing all these different people talk about the amount of money that they were making on TikTok, on some of these other platforms. And I was like, there is no way. There's no way. This has got to be a scam. I also convinced myself that it wasn't for me. I mean, as much as I wanted to be like the people I was watching, it just seemed like it wasn't possible for me. I didn't know the first place to start. But can I be honest with you? Because one thing about Think Different Daily, what's different about Think Different Daily, if you have made it this far, you come to this channel, one thing we do here is that we give it to you real. We tell you the things about making money that most people don't. And there's something that you may not want to hear. There's something that people don't talk about enough, and that's the difference between believing and having faith. And if you just stay in the realm of believing, you will never see a new stream of income. Now, let me explain. If you have ever driven a car and you sat in that vehicle before you start the car, let's see what it looks like to believe. You believe that that car is in great condition. You believe that it has a full tank of gas or just enough to get you from point A to point B. But the only way that that car is actually going to move, that it's actually going to work, is if you have faith. And the difference between the two, believing is a noun, but faith is a verb. So you can believe that that car is the fastest car that you've ever driven. You can believe that that car is going to get you where you want to go. But the only way you'll know for sure if that car is going to do what you believe it's going to do is if you take action. You got to put those keys in the ignition. You have to put the gas, like shift the gear into reverse and back that car out of the driveway and shift it into drive and actually put your foot on the gas and move the vehicle. What am I saying? It requires you to do something. You can believing is important. Don't get me wrong, because that's actually a great place to start. The moment an idea comes to your mind, the moment, even where you are now, if you are feeling exhausted, if you are having those long days and you're just tired with no energy or really any strategy on how to start making money, the thought is there. You're believing that it can be done. You just need a little nudge. You just need a little strategy. And I'll be honest with you, many of the clients that I have helped make money on TikTok, that's exactly where they were. And I was there myself. And I came up with at a time when life was super hard, y'all. I mean, it was the most challenging time of my life, the most challenging season of my life. And it was during that time of all times that I was able to come up with a strategy that was so simple, 3 steps, y'all. And I'll be honest, all the time I spent on TikTok, I was paying attention to these strategies that are so called viral. I was trying to piece together the free information, and none of it worked. None of it worked for me. So I discovered my own strategy, and it's simple. And I've dropped the link in the description box for you to start to check out the training that introduces you to the strategy, and it does not cost you a penny. It's free, no cost to you to check out that training. So don't miss out on that training. It's linked in the description below. Now, let's get back to believing and having faith, right? Both of those work hand in hand. One of them is a noun and it starts here in your mind, and the other one is a verb. It requires some action. You have to believe you can do it. You have to see it in your mind and visualize it. You got to go from there to actually doing something. I want to give you some practicality to it all, right? Because it can sound very, oh, okay, I just believe, got it. Now, okay, now I got to have some faith. But let's talk about how you get there. And it starts first, honestly, because this is what I did. Everything that I share with you, everything that we talk about here on Think Different Daily, these are things that I have tested out myself. I have been my own guinea pig, so I can know for myself before I get on here and start talking to you if this thing actually works. So, the first thing I want to talk about is finding inspiration. Finding inspiration, not comparison. Maybe you've heard this before, but comparison is the thief of joy. And one of the things that is a con to social media is that it can set you up to compare yourself to somebody else where they are in their journey, in their lifestyle, and you begin to feel like you have not achieved what you're supposed to achieve. So find inspiration. Find people who are where you want to be. Find people that are making money online like you want to make money online. You let them be your inspiration, but not your comparison. I mentioned this already, but I want to state it again. Study those people, because the thing about success is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just copy and paste. If it worked for them, that's confirmation that it can work for you too. The other thing is to create a plan. Part of moving in faith is to have goals and timelines. It's one thing to just say, "Oh, I'm going to start making some money online." When? How? What are some points along the way that you can mark so that you know that you're actually working toward that goal? I start with the end in mind and reverse that thing so that I know, okay, by this time, here's where I'm going to be. By this time, here's where I'm going to be. And I actually check to make sure that things aren't just moving, but they're going in the right direction. The other thing I'll say is to be persistent and consistent. Those are key. Persistency and consistency are key in all of this. Okay. That's important. You got to have a mindset that is not trying to do this thing the sprint way, but the marathon way. My husband often tells this story about a guy. He dropped out of high school and he kind of worked these random odds and ends sales job. He was even selling milkshake makers at one point. Well, that same guy, he went on to become one of the founders, or the founder of one of the most popular fast food chains, and that is McDonald's. What I love about this story is that Ray Kroc, that's who we're talking about here, he didn't actually achieve his success until he was 52 years old. So imagine the high school dropout. Probably if somebody had told him then that he was going to be the founder of McDonald's, he would have looked at them like they were crazy, right? And so, what am I saying? It's a demonstration. It proves persistence is key. Consistency is key as well, because there was something in Ray Kroc that told him along the way, with all these odds and ends jobs that he had, selling milkshake makers, connecting with these brothers that had a hamburger stand, and seeing a vision much far beyond what was actually happening, far beyond his current circumstances. That is, it's just mind blowing when you think about it. And to know that this didn't happen for a 25-year-old. He wasn't even 30. He was 52 years old when McDonald's became incredibly successful for him. So no matter where you are in life, just know if you move with persistency, if you move with consistency, things will happen. So I just wanted to share that with you, because oftentimes these are the things that people who are making money, they don't tell you about. This is the reality that comes with creating new streams of income, doing new things. And it requires belief and faith too. So we're taking action right now. We're taking action. Maybe that action for you is checking out the free training that's in the description below so you can begin to learn how to make money just like I have done, just like my clients have done. You can make money online passively right from that phone that you're watching this video from. That's all you need to get started. But we're taking action. So drop a comment below. Let me know what action you are planning to take. What are you believing and how are you going to move in faith? The action that you're going to take to do that. Until next time, bye for now.